Today I want to dive into a question that I get asked a lot. Can ambitious women be submissive? And over the years, I've been asked this question by both men and women. So I actually want to address it. It's one of the number one question I'm always asked. And if you are an ambitious woman, you probably get this question a lot as well. And if you've ever asked this question or wondered or had this question on your mind about ambitious women, let's just unpack it all in this video. And also get you guys' thoughts to whether you believe ambitious women can be submissive. Now, I do understand why I might get this question a lot. And I know it's because I am an ambitious woman. I do business. I want more for myself. And being very business orientated. I've been career driven. I've worked in corporate and had my own beauty business. And now I don't do corporate and I'm just solely focusing on building my own business. So that already shows that I'm ambitious. You know, my track record obviously is that I'm an ambitious woman, and I'm always intrigued when I do get these questions, and I'm always like, okay, wow, like, am I so ambitious that it comes across like it's impossible for me to be submissive? So I get asked this question by both men and women, and sometimes when I get asked this question by women, I think that it's out of curiosity, and they're just kind of intrigued to see, like, how do you maneuver or how do you operate in your dynamic in like a relationship settings if you're an ambitious woman. And yeah, I think it's mainly out of curiosity. They probably just assume that an ambitious woman might just be a bit more harder, might not have soft skills, might not be gentle, might not be nurturing or kind, which obviously is not the case. And I think that's why that question comes up, because I think they probably wonder whether being an ambitious woman is more challenging in a relationship than is not. And I think that's sometimes where that question comes from. Maybe they, are inspired and they're probably wondering, but can they be ambitious and also be submissive, or also be a mom, or also be successful in their relationship? So I always think it's kind of like curiosity and maybe trying to understand how is that dynamic navigated in a relationship. So yeah, I always just assume that when that question comes from a woman, that's probably what that is. On the other side, sometimes when this question comes from a man, I do try to suss out, like, are they trying to challenge me, or are they trying to test me, or maybe they're just trying to see how I am as a person. If I'm all about dominance, if I'm all about power, if I'm all about control, And sometimes I don't think it's necessarily intimidation. I mean, sometimes maybe it can be. I think, again, it's probably about curiosity, or it might be based on the fact that they've not dealt with an ambitious woman and they probably don't know how they would navigate it. And they probably want to understand how they would navigate it if they were to be with an ambitious woman. So I think the question does come from curiosity, especially because of how society might deem or present women who are ambitious. And oftentimes I see, like, they try to present that women that are ambitious don't care about having kids, they don't care about marriage, they don't care about relationship. Is that all they care about? Is that money, money, money? Or like they just focus on themselves. But not everyone is like that, and I don't think that is the majority of how an ambitious woman operates or thinks. I think most ambitious women are actually ambitious because they want to be able to support their family. They want to be able to support their husband and support their family unit and their child, give their child the best that they can give them in the world that they didn't have. So maybe I'm only coming across ambitious women like that, but there's so many ambitious women that I know that are married. They are married, they have kids, they're working so hard, and they're doing it for their family and working as a team with their partner for their family unit to make that successful. And that's the side where I come from. I want my partner and my future husband to know that as hard as he's going to be working, like, I'm going to be there to support. And also, if I need to kind of roll my sleeve up and get cracking, like, I can do that too, you know? So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good. And I think if you're an ambitious woman and you get this question a lot, whether it's from both women or men, I think just take it from a standpoint of they're probably really curious, and just highlight your qualities that show and represent you as a woman. Be nurturing, loving, kind, gentle, and soft, because ambitious women can also be soft. You know, we're not rough, we're not hard, we're not just all about dominance and control and power. No, we can be soft, we can be submissive. And also, being submissive is very much about being submissive to the right person for you. So what submissive might look like for one man might look different for another. What submissive might look for to one lady or one woman might look different to another. So it's also important to have those conversations as well. If you are an ambitious woman, if you are a go-getter and you want to achieve a lot for yourself in life, and you know that you envision your life a certain way, and people read that as you're very ambitious or overly ambitious or so ambitious, just understand the type of person that you would be submissive to. And that would be my advice, really, because it's probably not just anyone you can just be submissive to, but it will be a particular person or type of person. I've always wondered, why do people always think that if a woman is ambitious, she's a certain way in a relationship? And it's like people tie ambition to be the opposite to submission, and I just don't agree. And I think the two can coexist. You know, with ambition, the way I see it is, if I meet someone and they're ambitious, what comes to my mind is that this person is a go-getter. This person sets themselves goals. They are motivated to achieving the things that they want in life because they want to be successful. And they want to be successful in the way that success looks like to them. That's what they want to achieve, right? So I don't think that being an ambitious woman means that you're not being submissive. I don't believe that it means that you're not nurturing, you're not loving, you're not caring. Those qualities is still in a woman that is ambitious. She can still be nurturing, she can still be loving, she can still be caring. Being ambitious doesn't take that away. It doesn't mean that she wants just power or dominance. I just don't look at it that way. So I'm always intrigued by how people view ambitious women and think of ambitious women and assume that ambitious women act a certain way in a relationship, act a certain way towards men. And oftentimes they also like kind of look at it as, if you're an ambitious woman, you don't want to have kids or you're not nurturing. And that's just completely wrong. And I think that people should be more open-minded about judging people or having such a big assumption about someone and their characteristics and their core values just based on I don't even know if it's like a typical stereotype about ambitious women. Maybe it is, and maybe I just live under a rock and I don't know, or I don't view it that way. But I do believe that two things can coexist. You can be an ambitious woman, you can be loving, you can be caring, you can be submissive in any area of your life and any relationship that you are in. That's just how I view it. So this is how I'm kind of like addressing the question that is often asked to me, is like, no, I'm not about like trying to have dominance or power over someone or people just because I'm an ambitious woman. Me being an ambitious woman means that I set myself goals, whether that's yearly, quarterly, monthly, or weekly. I set myself goals that I want to achieve and that I want to work towards because I'm motivated, I have drive, and I want to be successful in life, you know? So I think that's what makes me an ambitious woman. It's not because I want power or I want dominance, you know, or I want to rule someone, or I don't want to listen to anyone, or I want to set my own rules and only follow those. It's not because of that. So being ambitious doesn't mean that you are not feminine, you're not nurturing, and that you are not soft. Being ambitious is a trait. It doesn't dictate or represent how someone is in a relationship dynamic. It just means that that's their trait. This person is ambitious. It doesn't mean that this person is ambitious so they are controlling and they are dominant in a relationship. It just means that they are ambitious. And so I just want us to separate ambitious and ambition and do not put it as an opposite to being submissive, because it's two completely different things. They're not interlinked. And a man can also be ambitious, right? But that doesn't mean that he's just hard and he's just aggressive and he just wants power and control and he's controlling. Because you can have men that are ambitious, but yet they're still emotionally available. They are still nurturing and gentle and kind. So we shouldn't be linking an ambitious woman to not being submissive, because it doesn't really go hand in hand. And so people should be able to have that trait and not be labeled or people assuming that they are not a particular or certain way, or that they don't have a certain characteristics or cannot navigate in a certain dynamic, especially when it comes to relationships. So yeah, it's quite outdated, the mindset to think that an ambitious woman is everything else but nurturing, kind, gentle, soft, or like not feminine, because yeah, it just doesn't, the two do not equal to that. So that's my take on it. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that, or do you think that an ambitious woman cannot be submissive? Are you a ambitious woman and you do believe that you do have traits that are submissive? You can be submissive in relationships, or you are submissive in relationships, or you choose to be. Because again, it's a choice. Some people choose to be submissive in relationships, some people choose to not. And that's a choice of what you want to do and whether that relationship dynamic works for both parties, because that's what really matters. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, and also subscribe to see more videos like this.